The afternoon traffic in downtown Boston was loud and impatient. Horns blared, people rushed past each other, and nobody seemed to have a second to spare. Ethan Parker stepped off the city bus and pulled, his jacket tighter against the chilly wind. It had been a long day. His job interview hadn't gone well, and the weight of unpaid bills sat heavy on his mind. As he waited at the crosswalk, he stared at the flashing red hand counting down the seconds. That's when he noticed her. An elderly woman stood on the curb beside him, clutching a small grocery bag. Her white hair fluttered in the wind, and she leaned heavily on a cane. The traffic light changed, and people hurried across the street, but she didn't move. Cars began to creep forward impatiently. Ethan glanced at the countdown timer, 10 seconds left. Without thinking twice, he stepped closer. "Ma'am," he said gently, "would you like some help crossing?" The old woman looked up at him with kind but tired eyes. "Oh dear, I walk a little slower these days." "That's okay," Ethan replied with a small smile. "We'll take our time." He offered his arm, and together they stepped onto the crosswalk. The traffic light blinked urgently as they moved slowly across the wide street. A few drivers tapped their horns, but Ethan ignored them. "People forget how to slow down," the woman murmured softly. Ethan chuckled. "Yeah, the world moves pretty fast." They reached the other side just as the light turned red again. "Thank you, young man," she said warmly. "Not many people stop anymore." "It was nothing," Ethan replied. But the woman didn't walk away. Instead, she reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a small folded envelope. Her hands trembled slightly as she placed it into Ethan's palm. "For your kindness," she said. "Oh no, I can't take—" "Please," she interrupted gently. "Just open it later." Before Ethan could argue, she gave him a soft smile and slowly walked down the sidewalk. Curious, Ethan turned the envelope over in his hands. It felt thin, maybe a note inside. He finally opened it. Inside was a handwritten message. "Kindness is never wasted. It always finds its way back." Behind the note was something else. A check. Ethan stared at the number, blinking in disbelief. $10,000. His heart pounded as he looked up, but the woman was already gone into the crowd. For a long moment, Ethan stood there on the busy sidewalk holding the envelope. Just minutes earlier, he had been worrying about how he would pay his rent next month. All he had done was help someone cross the street, and somehow, that simple moment of kindness had just changed his life.